there's some reasons that people might buy an apartment. Like, for instance, I was doing a strategy session with a client last night, and I'm like, well, you could go and buy an apartment in an area that's really urban, really in the thick of it. You know, it's a lot smaller than you would otherwise get if you moved a bit further out, but you have a great lifestyle. But if you are thinking that you might actually potentially couple up and have kids at some point, then you know you're going to outgrow it really fast. And that it's going to incur additional costs in terms of upgrading, or can you afford to keep it and buy something bigger? I mean, there's all those sort of things have to be considered, because you will outgrow it a hell of a lot faster. So it all comes down to, I guess, how certain you are about your living circumstances in the, say, next 5 to 10 years. If there's a lot of opportunity for change and upheaval, then you want the most amount of flexibility in the property that you buy. So whether that be that you can have more people live there, or you could rent out a room, or you could move out yourself and rent the whole place out. But if you are going to outgrow it, if you had sort of scenario A, B, and C, and in scenarios B and C, you're going to outgrow the apartment, then that's a good case for thinking, well, longer term, townhouse is going to suit you better, and moving a little bit further out is going to be a better option. So it all comes out. But if you did made your mind up, you said if you're going to be a single lady with a cat and that is it, and you are happy with that, and that's your decision, no judgments, because I can absolutely see the appeal, then go the small apartment in the really ultra urban area where you can walk to the theaters and all the things that you might want to do. Because it will last you for the longer term. So
and it's a real lifestyle choice then, isn't it? So it's thinking about, well, as you say, where am I in my life cycle? What might change in the coming 5 or 10 years? Remembering property is a long-term outlook, not a short-term one. That the cost of turnover is just too much to be selling and rebuying consistently in short periods. But I love the cat lady analogy, because absolutely that's a perfect demographic. Or cat man.
Cat man too. It's so funny. I was actually walking my daughter to the station today to go to school. We do that. A little ritual is when she's with me every second week, and I walk her to the station. And she was telling me she doesn't really like being on her own. That's why she wants me to. She is 16, right? She doesn't. I don't like being on my own, Mum. I like you walking with me. And I'm laughing. I said, God, being on your own is fantastic.
It is when you got kids.
I know. You just love it.
Lovely break.
A lot to be said for it. So living on your own in an apartment is great, because lock up and leave. There's
invite people over if you want to. Don't if you don't. No one can come to your door in an apartment. You have to let them in. They can't get through that security. If you don't want them in, you're safe. Just don't let them in.
I love it.
They can't tell if the car's there or if the lights are on.
Yeah, don't answer the buzzer.